There's one TikTok that we want to look at.
Okay, so at the risk of humiliating myself on the internet, I'm just going to ask this question and put myself out there.
So like, scary. This guy seems a little nervous. I don't think it's that my brain has been broken by the internet, but I am always on defense in case it's a sketch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to extend empathy before I know if someone's acting in good faith.
Last night I got dumped, which is fine. We had a cool run. I'm grateful for what happened. I'm not here to seek sympathy for that. But when we broke up, them essentially telling me that everything is going really well. They're very mentally attracted to me. The catch is that they are not physically attracted to me. Do I need to lose more weight? And they said no, like they can't put a finger on it. It's more of a vibe thing. So I come here today more as a last resort.
I don't know if he's going to get a direct response to his question, but I think that what happens with that is that there is nothing that one is doing wrong. Just sometimes things don't click. I think that we obsess over like, was there a problem? You know what I mean? But in reality, sometimes it's just like there wasn't a spark. You sometimes are trying to see if there's a spark because there's so many other things like going well, and then it doesn't materialize, and then you realize that like it's either not going to, or you don't want to waste someone's time while you're, not 100% like both feet in.
If you're asking for something tangible, then it seems easy to resolve, then you probably don't need to break up. If what they really mean is like, hey, I don't like your shoes, their next step would not be, hey, we should break up. It would be, hey, you should wear different shoes. Not everyone's good at communication if that's something they really care about.
I sometimes will be like, I don't like your shoes. I've been in this situation, actually, quite literally. I've been in a situation where I'm like, ooh, I don't like their shoes, but I don't want to change who they are. And who they are is those shoes. So
I'm going to kill them.
I guess we have to break up. If I were giving advice to myself in the past, something that like I think about now that I wish I had thought about sooner is like, don't let that discourage you or prevent you from being yourself and being confident in your own skin, because that will have the opposite effect.
Yes,
I think it's also very easy to treat the other part, because you necessarily are thinking about yourself and your experience, as you should be. It's very easy to treat that other party like a solved Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, right. They're infallible.
They know everything.
Right. They're right.
So they're perfect.
To break up with me.
To not be able to date them is a lack of me. I'm obviously not.
It's a failing on my end and not a failing on theirs.
Everyone Exes, or just literally incompatibility. Like it's a different puzzle and it's the wrong piece.
All right, let's see where we're going.
The catch is that they are not physically attracted to me.
Hey, Matcha Mix, I'm going to be the one to help you. I've been a personal stylist for 9 years. I've helped too many people get married. I've helped too many people glow up and feel more confident.
Too many people, accidentally 3. Accidentally married.
I've helped too many people.
The priest got married to them as well. It was an accident. He said he may say I do. Now I have to be married.
Every county office is full of people getting married by me. The government's being shut down because everyone's locked up. Every judge is busy signing a document.
I keep getting people married.
Fixing the physical is the easiest. It's easier. It is hair, it is style, and it is skin. They are going to not only change your image, but change how you perceive people perceiving you and how you perceive yourself, and thus help you be more confident.
This is what I predicted would happen, which is where people are like kind of hyper focused on like the physical thing, where I don't think there's anything objectively wrong with him. There is a nugget here that I definitely identify with, which is like when you feel better, you can be more confident. Yeah. When I feel better in my own skin, I feel like I better present to the world, and I'm like brighter, and I have a pep in my step. When I get a fresh haircut, it's like that type of.
I feel like that is one of those like intangible things that is actually kind of what they probably mean when they say they're not that physically attracted. They don't know it, but it is like the smell in the air, the way light bounces on your skin, the specific shape of your ears. These are things like that they don't know they like, but are interpreting.
So let's hear some other takes.
Like I've dated 2 girls that look very similar, say when I was still dating them at the same time, you know what I'm saying? And I was really attracted to one and not the other. And it is nothing to do with the things I think it is, because I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, I mean that happens to me constantly, where there's someone who like on paper is like perfect, but then it just like romantically doesn't click. And I'm like,
that's why all this shit, like the way people are always confused, doesn't make any sense. It's because we are pretending it could ever be understandable. And literally the only option is play the numbers, find the things you're probably interested in, maybe prioritize like cultural crossover and some of the things you might traditionally find attractive in the past. And then you immediately know the answer. It's not a complicated question.
You should be comfortable in your skin, in your clothes, in your hairstyle. When you love yourself, that comes across to other people.
That will reflect, absolutely. The bias of this person is simply like, I think their heart is in the right place. It's just that if you've been a stylist for the past 9 years, the lens you see the world through is going to be affected, because if someone comes to you with that sort of problem,
yes,
it's like, okay, well, I open
here are the three things I get.
It's
actually.
Like here are my nails, and then you open your sort of box of stylist hammers and you start hitting the nails with those. You know?
What's going on, Matcha Milk? Whatever his name is. My name's Jordan, and
which I thought was an insult, by the way, at first.
Oh yeah, and
then I realized that was just his
soy
handle.
boy.
Yeah, I was like, Matcha Milk, relax. I was like, okay.
They come to us and you're like, well, the three things you can probably focus on is podcasting, working on YouTube, and honestly living in LA. Those are the three things you have the most control over. And like, I think it's also toxic sometimes, or dangerous to some extent, to suggest that your fitness, health, and build, whatever you want, by the way, not like the objective, traditional scale of what, I don't know, like muscle versus not muscle, whatever you personally desire is as essential to building that confidence and comfort in your own body that you guys were just talking about as those other three things are. And I think I always find it a little bit disingenuous when everyone's like, people don't like incels because of their personality. And I'm like, okay, but you don't know every single one of them.
Yeah.
It will always be their personality if they're saying and doing those things. But let's not pretend that if all of a sudden they become extremely progressive and considerate, that maybe they look like shit. Maybe they are busted. They can be.
This is also why looksmaxxing isn't going to like fix all of your problems.
Right.
Especially if he's completely happy with his skin, hair, and beard. Well, then like shit.
Yeah, exactly. If he was like, wait, all those things make me feel great.
Your clothes look.
So I guess I'm doomed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is nothing else to work on.
Because again, there might not be a problem. If you tell everybody that there is a problem when you're in a time of emotional turmoil. I think the biggest thing is I was broken up with yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not stitching that fucking TikTok thing.
I feel like
I'm letting that person fucking live, and I'm sending them kind words. If I want to say anything, you're doing everything just fine.
Yeah.
Keep your head up, king. You know what I mean? Like it's not that serious. Let's hear some other takes.
The catch is that they are not physically attracted to.
If there is something that bothers you about someone that they cannot easily change within a short amount of time, I don't think it's worth telling them, because that is not constructive criticism.
This is mega omega super duper base.
Jesus, this is a home run.
This is a super duper home run.
That's constructive criticism.
Yeah, like because now they're going to focus. You've created a streetlight fallacy in them. Streetlight fallacy is like a man loses his wallet getting out of his car, and he goes and looks for it under the streetlight, because that's where the light is.
Okay.
And and so there's a bias. If something is illuminated to you, like being told like, oh, it's about the physical attraction, then you're going to hyper focus on that thing when that's a fallacy. The wallet might have fallen into like a crevice that's not lit by the light.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you may have it in your other pocket.
Yeah, you may have left it at home. You know what I mean? Like that type of, and so this is, I think, a really great take, because what am I supposed to do with that? All right, we can't date anymore. It's because of the way you look. Anyway, hold on to this. I'm gonna go.
But what specifically, and in what order?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Plus, you kind of blocking them from.
Hopefully, she continues cooking and she doesn't go. And this is why phrenology is based.
It's not something you can change in a short amount of time,
but in a long amount of time,
with surgery and skull measurements,
forehead extenders.
Do you have the divot in your brain
that is not something that they can easily change or work towards something, especially something as subjective as attractiveness. I don't think that's worth telling someone. I think it's damaging and hurtful and not information that they need to hear. I also think with breakups, you don't have to give every single reason to the person that you're breaking up with why you're breaking up.
Did this go viral? Please tell me it went viral. Not even. Oh my God, this should have a bajillion views.
Well, I think
shout out Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Oh my God, they are cooking. They are Michelin star.
Like, you don't have to specifically tell them every little thing that you don't like about them. Watching back that original video, the creator sounds like he's almost, grasping at straws at this point, because he's been told with previous relationships that everything else is fine, everything else is there, and his personality is attractive and everything. But there's this thing that he can't change about himself that is missing, and like that's not fun to hear, you know.
This person wants to break up with you. That's why they're having this difficult conversation. They don't really want you to have a solution. They don't want to like, hey, what can I change? They don't want to give something you can change because then they have to
stop
keep
wearing
dating
red
you.
shirts. And it's like, oh, I can do that.
Oh, now I have to date this person I was breaking up with.
Yeah, no.
But you know, actually, it's something I can't think of is the only answer left.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, let me ask you every follow-up question
You
about
never
the
solved
emotion.
my riddle.
The doors are locked until
I gave you a big riddle and you never solved it. I will dedicate my life to this riddle. And the riddle is I'm not attracted to you. And that's like it's like literally what it is.
Is my face bad? Is my body bad? Is my legs wrong?
Here,
That's
show
right.
me on the Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator what you want me to look like.